My last ex had hurt me to the core when he just up and left me for someone else in the end. And it was like he started off probably love bombing me, hot and heavy for me. And I just felt like our love could really blossom and grow into something. I grew super attached to him through everything, loved him through everything. And it was so much shit that I had went through with him, but I was still there sticking by him, trying to show him that I truly loved him. Trying to earn his trust, and I guess in a sense earn his love too. So here I was there, like I guess you would say, fighting for my life, fighting for my place in his life. And then in the end, he acted like I never meant shit to him, like I never did shit for him, and just left with someone else. Like just flat out was just like discarded me. Like I was nothing, like I was nobody to him ever. And that hurt me to the core. And that was, of course, years ago, but I want you to keep listening to this. And if you feel like this now, if you ever felt like this, if you've been with some man that, you thought you were going to have forever with, just for him to pull the rug from under you and go right off into the sunset with some other chick that probably hadn't done half of the shit that you've done for him, and you feel like she can't love him like you do, all of that. If you're in that position right now, or you're feeling like this, or you've been feeling like this and can't move past it, and you just, want him to feel that hurt like you feel, but he's out supposedly looking happy and acting like he didn't do anything to you. But here you are, trying to put yourself back together. Keep listening, because this is for you.
Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute?
What up, girlfriends? Or hey, girlfriends. That's what I say. I haven't done this in a while. I'm so sorry. But welcome back to the Hey Girlfriend podcast. I'm your host, Kindall D. And I don't want to give too much of an explanation of where I've been, because there's not much of an explanation, to be quite honest. I mean, last week, was it last week? I get my days so mixed up. Well, yeah, last week, 4th of July weekend, I would say, like the 4th of July, the weekend before 4th of July, I came down with COVID-19, because I caught that from my husband, who had it first, and I was trying to stay away, like I don't want it, and I ended up catching it. But luckily, and blessed enough, I guess I would say, for me, I was really okay. It just felt like I had a really bad cold. It started off with my throat feeling like it's on fire, and the mucus and coughing, and then my nose got stuffy. It felt like it's a bouts of a cold. I had a fever at one point in one day, at like 100. Took Tylenol, sit outside in the sun, got that vitamin D, and next thing I know, I went back in the house to take my temperature. I was back to normal. Never really felt real sick. Never really tired or chills. Just felt like I had a bad cold. So that was a plus. I had been medicating before, and I think that may have had something to do with it. I take holistic medicine, kind of, sort of speak, I guess you would call it. Not holistic, but organic. I got it from Whole Foods. Yeah, so I got that and started taking that, and that's gave that to both of us in the beginning. But then towards the end, that mucus built up in the nose. I'm sorry if this is grossing y'all out. I'm just realizing I'm doing TMI. But anyway, anyways, towards the end though, I had to take something harder. I had to go ahead and rip out that real cough syrup, and that cleared us up. Mucinex, that cleared us on up at the end when, you get the last little bout of it, trying to get rid of it. And I'm just not really getting over it, even though I've been negative. So, yeah, that put me in a tailspin. And then sometimes, y'all, I honestly just do not know what to talk about, or it doesn't come to me. I don't have a download. I'm becoming more comfortable with just letting it flow and come to me. I don't want to rush it, push it, force it, Um, None of that. I don't want to do that. That I'm not trying to just pump out content just because I'm trying to stay relevant or keep it going. I do it as I feel, and if I don't feel anything or have anything new to say or write, I'll repost some of my old stuff that I figured some people may have forgotten or need to see again, stuff like that. But every now and then I have a bout of newness coming up, and I push it out. And then I've been working on Sebastian's book, Toxic X Chronicles book 2. Been working on it a lot more lately. I'm really excited about it. I'm so excited to put that out this year. It's coming out because, baby, I'm excited and I'm excited. Just know that. I've been working on that more, and I think that's been bringing up more things for me to think about and write about. And I've been reading books more, like fiction books I love to read, and just think I've been enjoying, I guess, me more and getting back to me more, if that makes sense. And so I guess I was off track for a bit. Didn't really have much to talk about. Now I do. And I'm just, when I have something to talk about, I'm getting on here and do it and post it on Thursdays. And, you can catch my Facebook page, Kindall D, catch my Instagram, TikTok, every now and then when I can think of something to say on video. So I try to be consistent as ever, y'all. But I want you to know that this is realness coming out. I don't like to say, I don't ever like to brag and say, oh, I'm so real. I don't know how else to put it, but it's my authenticity. And I can't force it. So I'm sorry if y'all think like, oh, she is not consistent. Baby, if I was consistent, I'd be putting out trash every week because it's stuff that wouldn't make sense or really wouldn't resonate with me or you. So that's not me. So forgive me and just keep following along on the journey. So sorry, you know. But let's get into it. That's enough housekeeping. Let's get into it. I don't like to do too much talk before I get to the point because I want to get straight to the point, and I don't know, that's just how we do. So, I was thinking today, like, I remember when, in the beginning, when I left my last ex, Sebastian, when in the end, towards the end of that, I remember just feeling so hurt to the core. When I say hurt to the core, I mean like felt like my heart was splitting open. Felt like I was literally dying of a broken heart. It ached in the pit of my stomach. It ached in my heart. It just ached in my whole being. It just hurt so bad. And it was because, I put my all into this man. I really showed up. And I really enjoyed him as a person. I'm not going to lie. I really liked him as a person. He was a terrible boyfriend, but I really, really liked him as a person. And as I'm writing his story, our story, the part 2 to Toxic X Chronicles, I'm realizing that as I'm writing it. And I'm just realizing that. But I love that man down, y'all. I really, really did. Like, it was a different kind of love than John. It was way deeper. So, and I just did so much for him. And then for it to all just end with him leaving with someone else. I'm giving a little of the story away, but I mean, it ain't gonna be nothing like when you read it, I promise. But just to see him, like, ride off into the sunset, literally, you'll get that in the story, but literally ride off into the sunset with some other chick. Like, I'm just remembering it. Like I was nothing. Like I was nobody. Like he hadn't acted like he loved me. Like he hadn't told me we were gonna get married one day. Like he hadn't acted like he wanted a life with me. Like he hadn't said all these things. And like I wasn't doing so much for him. Wasn't there for him so much. And it's just like it was nothing. He just I'm not crying. I'm sorry. I'm a little stuffy. Excuse me. I am getting a little teary eyed, but that wasn't that kind of sniff. But I want you to just understand that feeling. And if you don't, well, I put it this way. You may understand it because you may be going through it right now. You may be feeling that. Or you may have felt that way and you're still trying to heal from it. And you can't understand how to move forward because it's like a part of you wants him to hurt like you're hurting. A part of you wants him to feel what you feel, to understand how he has made you feel. A part of you wants revenge, wants him to suffer and to just feel that pain like you felt. A part of you just really wants that. And I ain't making no excuses for this feeling. And I don't want you to either. It's just part of the human experience, I feel like. You just want him to feel how you feel so maybe he'll understand the pain. But the thing that I've realized is that men like him, a man like him, they're never, ever going to understand the pain that they've put you through. Never. And you want to know why? I realized why. It's because it's like someone like him, a man like that, if you know that you've dated or you're with or you have been with a man like that, they don't really even have feelings. It's like, I feel like men like that are scared of love, but they want the companionship, but they're scared of the work. They're scared of what will happen if they get too deep, so they don't get too deep. They love bomb you because they love the companionship. They love the attention you bring. They love the love you bring, but they can't bring any love to you. Just promises. And that's what keeps you hanging on. You know, those are the type of men that don't get left. They leave first. They don't feel hurt. They instead hurt people instead before those same people can hurt them. And it's like they can pack up and leave just like that because their feelings, their real heart and real feelings weren't in it. And I know that hurts to hear that and to feel that, but just follow me. Just follow me with this. It's like, I want to say that men like that, they do love you, but you got to remember that we can only love to the capacity that we feel we can. And I feel like that they love you at that capacity, which is pretty surface, but they're afraid to get too deep with you. They're afraid to go all the way with you. They're not in it genuinely like you are. They're in it with fear. They're in it with the fear that you're going to hurt them, that you're going to just leave them, that you're going to abandon them. That they can act like all day long like they all boastful and like they're all, um, arrogant and what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're just so charismatic, and they are, but they can act like they can put on that front like they don't have feelings, like they ain't afraid, they don't care, and all of that, and act like they just, got it all together, and then act like they love you at the same time, and do all of that, and then really deep down be afraid as hell and insecure as hell. But everybody wants love. And a man, they want a companionship. They want to have sex with someone, with a woman that they find attractive, with a woman they have some type of attachment with. They want that still. Doesn't mean they know how to take care of it. And so I've realized that, and it's crazy because I realized this then, but it's like as I'm looking back now, I do a lot of that. Like I'll look back now, and I think it's because I want to some kind of way connect with you all and help you all that's going through that, because I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I can't even put it into words, but just trust. I know that feeling. Y'all know. But so it's like you have to understand that you are different from him, girlfriend. You're different. You don't have that mindset that you're just going to get hurt, dumped, and left. You're going in with a good heart. You're going in, trying to be as loving as possible, genuinely loving. You don't have any bad intentions. Nothing like that. But someone like him may not ever fully believe that he could be loved like that. They may not really believe that that can happen to them. They may not really believe or trust you because they may have seen a lot of shit from their past in their life. Maybe seeing their mom get dogged out by men. Maybe seeing her dog out men. Whatever. They may have never seen a healthy connection, relationship. may have never seen have the connection between their parents, all of that, and whatever that trauma may be. And now they're taking it out on you. And here you are just trying to be genuine and love them genuinely. So you have to understand with knowing all of this is that they can never feel how you felt. And probably because they don't really feel it all. Like, they don't feel it all. Because you're wondering, how can they just leave? Like, they never did anything to you. Like, they didn't hurt you. Like, you didn't really love them. How can they just up and leave and then carry on with their damn lives like nothing ever happened? They didn't feel it. They're not feeling it. Their feelings weren't in it like that. They were just in it for their own selfish gain. So they're never going to feel how you feel. They're going to up and move on like that. And I want you to know that it's not because something was wrong with you. Something was wrong with him. I mean, and after healing and going through my processing of all this, I did come out realizing that, okay, it was something a little wrong with me, if you will, because how I wound up in a relationship like that with someone that was so inconsistent and up and down with me, how I ended up hanging on for so long and just really trying to make that work and force it. I realized that there was a part of me wrong with it, like the codependency and whatnot. But I've just never had a cold heart. I never had an unintentional heart, I guess you would say. My heart has always been, pure and genuine, and I wanted love. I just didn't know how to go about getting it. I just didn't understand how it works. And so, with my naiveness towards that, that's how I ended up in that. So, you have to understand that you showed up doing the right thing. You have to understand that you can't beat yourself up. You can't blame yourself for doing too much or loving too much. And maybe so. Maybe you did do too much. But I want you to know and understand that you cannot beat yourself up for that. You cannot blame yourself for his bad treatment. You cannot blame yourself for any of this. I don't want you to feel like you were wrong for loving him, for trying with him, for being loyal to him, for sticking by him, doing whatever you did. I don't want you to feel like you were wrong for that. You totally were not. I don't want you to come out of this changed in a sense of you're never going to love again. You're never going to give your all again. You're never going to be vulnerable again. You're never going to do these things again. I don't want you to come out with that mindset. I just want you to understand that you can't do that for every man. You cannot. So the key here is that you weren't wrong in any of that. And that's what helped soothe me. Like, I never once called myself stupid or dumb or crazy. Any kind of bad negative name you can think of a woman going through something like this. I never once ever talked about myself to myself like that. I instead processed why, I stuck with someone like that, why I was in that. And I didn't really come up with all the reasons why right away, but that did help. And then I had to slowly come to realize the true type of man that he was. He wasn't that man that love bombed me in the beginning. That really wasn't who he was. That was like a cover-up, a facade, so that I could fall for him. And that could stroke his ego. But I feel like that when they do that, get you to fall and love bomb you, and then they realize that you're all in and you're emotionally connected to them, and maybe they start to feel a little something too, then they get scared and start acting up. That's when it happens. When you fall, that's when the change happens. And then they start treating you like shit just to, in the end, leave you like you weren't shit. And it's a very, very confusing and bad feeling. It hurts you to the core. But I'm here to tell you, girlfriend, to please pick yourself up and realize that he was never worth it. He's never going to feel how you feel. And you want to know something else? That is like a really, really good thing. Like, you may look at him, if you're scoping out his page or his new girl's page, and you don't need to. But I did a little bit, so I ain't judging you. But if you really think about it, and you look at his life and think, oh, he's not hurting like I am. Here I am, crying every night, feeling all kind of ways, just, coming undone. And he's just like, it's nothing. Like, oh, like he just woke up and said, oh well, next. It makes you confused and like, how can someone treat me like that? I feel like that a part of self-love is in that. Like, self-love is somewhere in that, because it's like you're thinking to yourself and you're so sad about it because you're just really confused how someone can do you like that. Just so confused. And the thing is, you're never going to understand why he did that. That's not for you to understand. And I think that's sometimes why we take so long to process it. Because we're trying to process his hurt, his pain, why he did what he did. The only thing I can say and chalk this up to is that he just don't know no better. And he never will. He doesn't have feelings. He don't feel. That's how he was able to leave like that. He's just something wrong with him deep down. You don't know what it is, but it's something. You probably, because you're not a therapist, you can't figure that out. But for someone to treat you like that and act like that, you have to chalk it up to like, yeah, something wrong with you. You're not the man I thought you were. You're not the man for me. You don't deserve me. Because I want you to know that you weren't stupid to try love with him. You were really brave for that. And I don't want you to stop having a good heart or stop loving. I don't want you to do any of that. Fall apart, cry, do all the things you have to do. Go to therapy. I mean, and I do coaching as well. Whoever you got to reach out to, whatever you got to do the healing and do the work. Because I'm telling you, in all of that, you have won. You think that he has won because he is, seemingly unhurt. But someone that acts like that and does someone like that, baby, they hurting. They hurting deep down. Something is wrong with them deep down. And if you are sitting there like, I can't understand why he would do that, girlfriend, it's good you can't understand that. That shows how different you two are. You are going to be okay. You are going to get through this. You are going to heal and love again and love someone even better. You are going to even love yourself even better. You are going to be better for you. You are going to come out of this okay. It may not feel like that right now. You may feel hopeless, but it's probably because you are still longing for him, still trying to figure him out, still wanting him to come back to fix it all. Baby, he can't fix it all. He can't fix nothing. Something is wrong with him. As much as you loved him, and as much as you thought he loved you, as much as he love bombed you, or maybe it was real in the beginning, and it all changed when he realized he can't get that deep, whatever it was, for him to switch up on you like that, baby, something is wrong with him. And he with the new girl, and maybe he may treat her better. Maybe he may. He may wake up all of a sudden and realize, oh, I need to quit treating women like shit. I need to change. That doesn't mean you weren't worth this change. That doesn't mean you weren't worth it. That just means that he wasn't it, and something's wrong with him. And think about it like this. Think about how good he was to you in the beginning. He be doing the same thing to her. But the thing is, you really can't worry about it. Because you'll drive yourself crazy trying to focus your healing around him and what he's doing. And what he has going on. Why he did you like that. Why is he walking off into the sunset like nothing's wrong? Cry about it, I know. Feel all the feelings about it, I get it. But I need you to come back home to you and figure you out. And just chalk it up to that he just can't be the man that you need. He never was going to be. He just is not it. He's not it. I want you to know that, okay? Baby, you won. It's just that sometimes, you doing all that loving hard, loving them to the core, being genuine with your approach to them and truly loving them. You doing all of that with your whole heart is not going to guarantee that he will be able to do the same to you. You got to let him go. Because I want you to know something that I've realized is that the right man for you is not going to make you love hard. You're not going to even have to love that hard. And it's simply because they're going to be loving you and pouring into you. And I don't want you to be so jaded towards love and so out of touch with it that you miss out on your blessing. That you miss out on someone genuinely loving you, okay? Whether that's a friend, a new guy friend, new boyfriend, husband, whoever it may be in your future. I don't want you to miss out on genuine, real love from someone, you know? I want you to know that someone can love just like you, and it can be easy. You don't have to jump through hoops for it. You don't have to do all that for it. And to be honest, I did all that for my ex because I genuinely cared about him as a person. I genuinely grew a real emotional attachment and connection with him. And there's nothing wrong with growing an attachment to someone. Yeah, sometimes it may turn up being anxious because that person is making you anxious, but I want you to know it's okay to attach. You are actually supposed to attach in connections. You are. It just has to be a secure attachment. And sometimes when a person makes you anxious, it's not going to be secure. So, yeah, I fell for him. Why wouldn't I? You know, I was genuine. And now I'm left hurt. I was left hurt with that. Don't stop being genuine. Please don't. Please, please do not. You're going to be okay. I can't reiterate that enough. Like, Janae Aiko has this song, and I want y'all to go listen to it. It goes with what I'm talking about. It's called Lion King. And if you don't know who Janae Aiko is, look her up. Look that song up. Lion King. But I played that song a lot after this breakup. But she say, you know, but it's okay. I'm going to find my way. As for you, I cannot say the same. If you don't learn, you'll never know a good thing. Whew. That girl right there. She a Pisces too. I swear we're best friends in my head. Because she say all the stuff that I be feeling and saying and thinking too. Like people be thinking that she toxic because how she sing about, you know, the shit she been through. But baby, that's how we cope, that's how we get through. We talk about it like that, so candidly like that. But yes, that song. It's true. I want you to know that you're going to be okay. And the reason why I know you're going to be okay because you love genuinely with all your heart and soul. Like you got a heart. You have heart. You a real one. You got a real heart, genuine heart. Do not ever, ever tell yourself that you're weak for that. Somebody that didn't know how to love you, they're weak for how they treated you. He is weak. Something is wrong with him to do you like that. Something is wrong with him to disrespect you like that. Stop beating yourself up for being the way that you were. You're not cold-hearted. You're not that kind of person. So you deserve better than that. He just ain't it. He's never going to be it. So, did you ever mean anything to him? I can't answer that. And you can't either, really. And you want to know something? He probably can't really answer it either. But my guess is that you came in, did what you were supposed to do for that time being, and then he had to move on because he can't get too deep with you. He can't fall too deep. He can't do all that. He's not ready for all that. So, yeah, he may have felt it for real, but for real is not where he was trying to stay at. So they hurt you before you hurt them. They leave you before you leave them. That's how he can leave, like, and move on like you meant nothing to him. Because in the end, you didn't. You can't mean anything to him because he don't want to feel like you feel. He don't ever want to get to that place like you are. So, because of that, he leaves a trail of broken hearts. So, that's the best explanation I can give. You know, sometimes it does help to have a little understanding of why. But if you want to know the core, you want to get the closure from him, you're never going to get it. I just want you to understand that he ain't it. He never will be it. And you are the one. You're the real one. Remember that, okay? Just want to leave you with that note. Remember that. You're going to be okay. So, I hope that kind of helped you and soothed you, you know, with understanding and processing this. But, as always, y'all, check out my webpage, I'veBeenThatGirl.net. My coaching, books, all that is on there. Bonus podcast episodes are uploaded to Patreon. I do that about once a month. And there's a bunch of hundreds of episodes already there already. And my coaching and all that is on there. All of it just in the I've been that girl.net. You know that. So until the next podcast episode, girlfriends, peace out and take care.